Welcome back to the Accessible Art History YouTube channel. In this week's video, we are shining the spotlight on one of the most important painters in French art history. Eugène Delacroix shifted the focus of art towards an emotional, sometimes irrational, and always dynamic stories to captivate his audience. So to learn more about his life and works, keep on watching. Eugène Delacroix was born in Charton-Saint-Maurice, near Paris, on April 26, 1798. Delacroix's interest in art was sparked at an early age, and he began studying under the neoclassical painter Pierre-Narcisse Guérin at the École des Beaux-Arts in Paris. An interesting fact about this artist is that his legal father, Charles-François Delacroix, might not have been his biological father. Some historians speculate from findings in the historical record that Charles was unable to father children. However, Eugène resembled family friend Charles-Maurice de Talleyrand, the famous politician and minister who worked with both kings of France and the Emperor Napoleon. This theory is further compounded by the fact that Talleyrand took a particular interest in the young Delacroix and used his position to help secure educational and career opportunities for the young man. Delacroix's early work was influenced by classical and Renaissance art, but he soon developed his own unique style, characterized by bold colors, dynamic compositions, and expressive brushwork. He drew inspiration from literature, mythology, and history, often infusing his paintings with dramatic and emotional intensity. Delacroix was particularly inspired by the works of Peter Paul Rubens, whose paintings featuring Marie de Medici can still be found in the Louvre, and of Theodore Géricault, the founder of the Romanticism movement and the famed creator of the work, the Raft of the Medusa. Throughout his career, Delacroix produced a vast body of work, including historical and religious paintings, portraits, and murals. We will discuss three of his most famous in this video. Additionally, he was a prolific writer and diarist, providing valuable insights into his thoughts on art, his own artistic process, and his daily life. My personal favorite detail about Delacroix's personality comes from his friend, art critic and poet, Charles Baudelaire. He said, "Delacroix was passionately in love with passion, but coldly determined to express passion as clearly as possible." In my opinion, this perfectly captures the artist's commitment to showing the emotion behind a story, breaking away from the earlier traditions of a stoic neoclassical style. Delacroix's work has a profound impact on later artists, particularly in the Impressionist and Post-Impressionist movements, who admired his use of color and expression. He died in Paris on August 13, 1863, after a serious illness. In his will, he ordered everything in his studio to be sold and the proceeds to be split among his many friends and his housekeeper. Delacroix's legacy as one of the most important figures in 19th century art is what makes him worthy of the title Old Master. Alright, now that we've discussed Delacroix's life, let's dive into his paintings. This first one is called Liberty Leading the People, and it's arguably his most famous. This painting commemorates the July Revolution of 1830 in France, depicting a female personification of liberty as a woman named Marianne leading a diverse group of revolutionaries over the bodies of their fallen comrades. You might recognize this work in connection with the play Les Miserables, or as the cover of a Coldplay album. As the title would suggest, the most important part of this painting is a figure of liberty. Her hat, called a Phrygian cap, has long been associated with the ideas of freedom and liberty. Additionally, the tricolored flag, which is now the official flag of France, represents the three important ideals of the revolution: liberty, equality, and fraternity. On painting this work, Delacroix wrote to his brother, "My bad mood is vanishing thanks to the hard work I've embarked on a modern subject of a barricade, and if I haven't fought for my country, at least I'll paint for her." This painting has many hallmarks of Delacroix's style. People of all classes, highlighting the importance of equality in the New France, move dynamically as they charge towards battle. Some of the people have fallen, indicating that they're willing to sacrifice everything for the ideas of revolution. It's tumultuous and powerful, and the ideas still resonate with audiences today. This next work, The Death of Sardanapalus, is my personal favorite by Delacroix. Painted in 1827, it was inspired by Lord Byron's 1821 play, Sardanapalus. This painting depicts the last moments of the Assyrian king's life, and his palace is under siege by an army led by his brother-in-law. It was clear Sardanapalus was on the losing side, and so instead of being captured and paraded as a losing king, he ordered the destruction of his palace and possessions, including his concubines and his horses, before his own death. The emotional depth, or lack thereof, of this painting is absolutely incredible. The king sits on his luxurious bed as he watches the destruction unfold around him. There's a sense of pure chaos as we see the woman and horses being slain against the rich jewel tones of this work. This emphasizes the theme of excess and its consequences. Additionally, it's a powerful critique of tyranny and decadence, which reflects Delacroix's own political and philosophical beliefs. He was using the story of Sardanapalus to illustrate the excess of the French monarchy that led to multiple revolutions throughout the 18th and 19th centuries. The final painting we're looking at in this video is called the Barque of Dante. Painted in 1822, this work shows a dramatic scene from Canto 8 of the Inferno, where Dante and his guide Virgil are being ferried across the river Styx by the boatman Pelagus. They are surrounded by tormented souls and the fiery landscapes of hell, with the city of Dis visible burning in the background. The diagonal composition of this work heightens the drama because it creates tension throughout the scene. Dante and Virgil hold to one another as they travel over the souls of the damned. Overall, this painting has a darker tone to it. The light of the city of Dis provides a terrifying light source. I would be remiss if I didn't mention how Delacroix was inspired by another famous work of the Romantic period, The Raft of the Medusa by Theodore Géricault. Delacroix was especially moved by the drowning bodies of the sailors and utilized this for his souls in the river Styx. Their writhing forms convey a sense of torture and tragedy that will both scare and fascinate the viewers. In my opinion, Eugène Delacroix deserves the title of Old Master. His passionate exploration of the human psyche invokes a sense of curiosity, pride, shame, and more. His work connects all of us in the human experience and shows us that it's okay to explore your own emotions as you look at them.